Shalom, friends. 5 meaningful minutes here. Just wanted to share a little thought and appreciate the Greenbergs for sponsoring this week's Torah in honor of their 4-year anniversary of living in Aspen Hill. If you want to live in Aspen Hill, let me know. We've got some great deals right now. This past week, we had a little class where we explored a powerful set of letters by Rabbi Akiva Eger, who was writing in 1831 during the cholera epidemic, which was taking the lives of tens of thousands. He was living in Prussia, in the city of Posen. He was the chief rabbi of Posen. And these letters demonstrate incredible leadership, rabbinic leadership at that time, as Rabbi Akiva Eger is guiding his community through the crisis. I want to read for you just a couple of lines from this letter and then share a thought of how it's speaking to me today. So again, 1831, Rabbi Akiva Eger is writing, and he says the following: "In my view, it is true that gathering in a small space is inappropriate, but it is possible to pray in groups, each one very small, about 15 people altogether. The groups should begin with first light, and then there should be another group, and each one of these groups should have a designated time to come and pray there. The same process of different groups of 15 at different times should be used for mincha." And here you see an example of social distancing many years ago, dealing with another medical crisis of its time. And he lays out a series of tefillot and different prayers that would be important to say, including he makes the point of making sure that we pray for the government, and in his case for King Frederick William III of Prussia, and recognizing that not only do we have medical professionals on the front line, and our healthcare workers, our mental health care workers, but also our government officials who have the tremendous task and responsibility of trying to shepherd us through this crisis. And in addition to all the different tefillot that he wants people to say, and the Tehillim, he is very insistent that they make sure to keep the quotas of the numbers of people gathering and the social distancing requirements. And he goes so far as to say that if people are refusing to listen to the guidelines, then it would be good to arrange things with the local authorities. And he goes on to say that you can even position guards outside your synagogues to keep people out and to be able to follow these guidelines to whatever extent is needed. Furthermore, he gives some medical and hygiene advice, at least for the medicine of the time, in terms of eating properly and cleaning yourself properly and cleaning your home properly and wearing clean clothing. And then in a powerful statement, he says the following: "This also includes changing into clean clothing regularly each week. Do not worry. Distance yourself from any kind of sadness. Don't walk about the city at night, but rather during the middle of the day when the sun is shining." And he's very painfully aware of the dangers of mental health, the depression, the loneliness that these types of medical crises can bring on, and is trying to caution his community about it, the need to bring in the sun as much as possible. I find his words really powerful. And one last element is his insistence that everybody has to contribute to the community pushka. He asked for 6 coins from every family. But because this is a way that everyone should be giving to the communal pot to help those in need who are not having the ability to access medical resources or for food resources. And I think just as we think about Rabbi Akiva Eger's leadership, this is a powerful time to recognize for ourselves what are the values that are guiding us in this time. Granted, for a while we're just getting through it all. But if we had to pause, what are the values? The values of pikuach nefesh that are overriding so many things. The values of chesed and kindness and recognizing others outside of ourself. And what are the other values that are coming up for you? Jewish values that we talk about in so many different places. What are they for you emerging in this time of crisis, guiding you and your family? The values of Tzelem Elokim outweighing the recognition of the value of all life, not just my own life, but how I protect other lives. the recognition of our responsibility to care for each other, the important value that my teacher, Rabbi Daniel Hartman, reminded me of, where the Rambam talks about how important it is to find people a job, an employment, that type of dignity, not just about money, but about dignity for all people in this time. So I encourage us to think amongst ourselves about the kinds of values that are guiding us during this time, and reaching into our tradition, into our text, to uncover those guiding principles. Wishing everyone a meaningful day.